If we
Okay.
explode, I was not warned about that.
We did not explode. No one exploded.
Nope, nobody exploded. That's
Fantastic.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the DragonCon Urban Fantasy Track. We're so glad to see you here. We are doing this little gathering sort of as a test to try out the interface to bring you some live content over the weekend. And what better way to do it than than to showcase the best volunteers on the planet? And I'm going to have them tell you who they are right now so that you'll be able to put a face with a name when we're all in person next year. And I will begin with Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah. Been with DragonCon for 14 or 15 years now. I've been on Urban Fantasy since the second year, because the first year I was attending most of the panels. This was my favorite track. That's one of the reasons I joined it. I love all of the guests, authors, everyone that joins us, and I'm pretty sure if you've been to one of our tracks before, you recognize me as the person who's constantly say, "I want your money for our fundraiser," and but hey, guess what? Lucifer got another year, so we're good.
That's right. There you go. Jennifer.
My name is Jennifer, and this year would have been my 11th year. I made it to 10 years, so that was good before we had an interruption. So this would have been my 11th year. I started out splitting my time between registration, volunteering, and volunteering at the Urban Fantasy Track, and I have worn Carol down slightly over the years until I've managed to migrate myself fully into the Urban Fantasy Track. So that's fun. But yeah, I kind of I love the Urban Fantasy Track, obviously, because that's why I'm here. I love the authors, I love the shows, I love being a part of all of it. But my interests are very wide and varied, so I kind of flutter around the whole convention, pretty much nonstop from the time I get there till the time I leave. So. I'm pretty much, you can find me just about everywhere during our in-person weekends together.
Thank you. Anna.
Hi, I am Anna Fairka. This actually is my 10th anniversary of DragonCon. So happy 10th anniversary! Yay! But with volunteering, I started in like load in, load out, I think, and then I went to the Whedon track, and I was there for a few years before it was dissolved, and then I came over to Urban.
Yay! Yay! Thank you, Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen. I've been with DragonCon for I don't remember how many years. Leah convinced me to volunteer back in the day. But I've been with Miss Carol when they started, I think the second year she started when it split from the horror track, like the second year. You generally will see me at the Urban Fantasy track because I love me some Urban Fantasy. But sometimes I'll be bebopping up to like the horror track because I also love horror. And as you can see, the new book Don't Have the Lights, which is a tribute anthology for scary stories to tell in the dark.
That's right, for which you moderated a panel, and that will be part of the live stream. So people need to check that out. And appropriately, it's on late evening one night, so that will definitely fit. And Kevin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Batchelder. I've been coming to DragonCon since 2005. Love to be a part of things. So speaking on panels is something I've been doing every year, and the last several, quite a few on Carol's, different panels. So finally took the leap and became officially a volunteer this year. So woohoo! Always love talking about shows.
Yeah. They're excited, Kevin. Yes, because you were used horribly until you came forward. You were used as a volunteer, whether you were or not officially. So,
We just collected you. We had to have you.
Assimilated?
Yeah.
Right, you have been assimilated. That is correct. So yes, we're and it's been a bit of a challenging year just because I mean in all kinds of ways for everybody, but we have enjoyed working on the things that we have done. And I am sorry that you'll be watching those things just from afar, but at least you can do that from the comfort of your own home at this point. Now, I know that the quick start guide for the full main con live stream event for Dragon Con Goes Virtual came out this afternoon. But yesterday I posted the schedule of events of the panels and programming that will actually be, shared on our track YouTube channel and Facebook page. And so I know all of you have had a chance to look at that just a little bit. So how did you like it? What are you most looking forward to? What's something that excites you? And I'm going to start on the other side this time, Karen.
What I look forward to with Dragon Con is basically the virtual experience, because I don't like a lot of crowds sometimes, and then you have all the push in, and you're like, oh, don't touch me, you're 20. But also, I'm looking forward to this whole experiment with the virtual, see how streamlined it's going to be, and if we're going to use it for next year for people who can't come to con. If we could do con in person, if we're going to do the whole live stream for in the panels,
Okay, Anna.
So for our track programming, I am most excited, I think, about our live panels for Lucifer, Supernatural, and Wynonna Earp. Definitely the Wynonna Earp, because I know the thing I'm going to miss the most is like the interaction with like the audience on the panel. And so I know a lot of people are going to show up for Wynonna Earp panel, so I'm excited to just like feel a little bit of that energy that I normally get at con. For the main event, I'm really excited about the Hocus Pocus. I think that's really cool. It's something that may not happen if it wasn't virtual. Anyway.
Okay, thank you. Jennifer.
My favorite panels have always been the discussion panels with the authors, specifically on the urban fantasy track, and then on a lot of the other panels, the other tracks as well. So I think in that respect, it's not going to be too horribly different, because really you've got the moderator and the authors still having those discussions. So in that respect, it's kind of still going to have a lot of the same feel. What I think is really interesting about the way we're going to be doing it this year is that it does open it up to so many more people being able to see it. So, it would be nice if some of those people thought, oh, this is really cool that they're doing this. Maybe I should actually go there next year. So maybe lead into more people showing up for all of the fun times next year. So I'm hoping that opens some eyes. I'm excited still about the author discussions more than anything else. I know I just recently found out that the full schedule's been put up. So after we get done chatting, I will be going investigating the rest of that, because like I said earlier, I do really like to visit a lot of the other tracks and see what's going on in the other places. So this is why I always need to have my vacation when Dragon Con comes around, because I exhaust myself trying to do all of the things during Dragon Con weekend. And so I don't anticipate that will be any different this coming weekend. I just don't have to travel quite as far, but it's not going to change the amount of time that's involved.
Oh,
Carol, I think we lost you.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Okay, now
There you go.
I did not mute myself, so I'm not sure what happened.
That was me. Blame me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What's happening is that on StreamYard, your computer is picking up our audio, so we're getting feedback from you. So I muted you just to confirm that's what it is. So it just means for future events, Carol, you'll either have to mute when you're not speaking, or you'll need to have some type of headphones, because it's coming out of your computer speakers and getting picked up by the mic.
Well, we can try that. I mean, I've got headphones. We can try that as soon as our little test here is over if we want.
Yeah, that's why we did this test event.
You looked like you had something very important to say, though. So
Yeah.
I'm interested in hearing whatever it was that you were going on about.
My bad.
No, I was just saying that that there were some things that I was noticing that were going on. Like I was like, okay, well, trust me, in the past few weeks, I have been staying up till 2, but I'm looking at this, I'm like, but this one doesn't start until 2. Oh, come on. Yeah,
See, that's not a problem for me. That's
right.
not a problem for me.
Well, I'll explain more later, but in any case, so yeah, I get that there are a lot of things to choose from. And Leah, what about you?
Well, I won't miss fighting the crowds to get between panels when we bounce back and forth between the the Westin and the Hyatt, and so having 15 minutes to get there, yay! Now I don't have to worry about the crowds, and I like the virtual experience that way. Though I do miss actually being able to see everybody, like give them. I'm a hugging person, so getting my hugs and getting my pictures in, I am gonna miss that. But the virtual experience is interesting because we have the opportunity not only to see ours, but others without having to fight the crowds, because there's a lot of times that we can't get in the line because we're working. So ones that are major events that people get in line like 8 hours ahead of time, 4 or 5 hours ahead of time, that we can't because we're running panels that we'll get to see. And I find that a little exciting. So I'm looking forward to being able to see some of those. But I think this will be an interesting experience, and it'll allow people that didn't want to walk all the way over to the Westin or something to get a chance to experience our track. And I think that is going to be a lot of fun, and that they'll find it a lot of fun, and hopefully, we get to actually experience our normal con next year and have a lot of new people join us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Well, and then before I let you go, I'd like to find out what are you going to miss the most? Not necessarily anything track specific, but just about con in general, of being an in-person event. We're all positive about this year, but there's got to be something that they're missing. And my guess is that not one of you will say packing for Dragon Con.
no.
You would be correct.
Yeah. And we'll start with Leah this time.
I miss being able to get together with a lot of the guests, a lot of the authors actually that we've made friends with over the years, and having dinner or drinks or just hanging out. I have a couple of author friends that we go have dinner at least once during the con, or have lunch, or go shopping together and, in the vendor halls. And I am going to miss that this year, to be able to see them, catch up, go shopping. That's what I'm going to miss, is that actual person-to-person contact of people that I only get to see once a year. So the rest of it's, through Facebook. We play catch up on Facebook. Yeah, that's what I'm going to miss.
Anna, what about you?
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Like Dragon Con is like my family reunion kind of time of year. I have like 20 best friends that we all like meet up every year at Dragon Con. And I'm not going to get to do that this year. So I am going to miss seeing them and giving them hugs and hanging out. So.
Well, now I don't want anybody to cry, so let's not go there. Kevin, what about you?
Well, it's funny. For some reason, it just occurred to me I think it was yesterday morning on my ride to work, that I wouldn't be there with all the prep we've been doing and focusing on getting ready and everything else. And knowing it wasn't going to be an in-person thing, I hadn't thought much about it. And it just kind of hit me. For me, very much, it's the energy you feel literally when you walk into any of the host hotels. Whether it's the first day of con or the day before it starts and it's nowhere near as busy, or obviously in the middle of it, but just that positive energy, that excitement, that you just feel in the air, that's definitely what I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's definitely a lot of energy, which at least in the beginning. Now, maybe by, Monday afternoon. But yes, I know what you mean. Karen, what about you?
Well, Ellie, don't you slam that door. Sorry, my niece just went and slammed the door. I'm gonna miss everything. I even enjoy packing. That's me. I like picking out what outfits I want to wear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss like my family, my con families, because it is like a big, huge family, reunion.
Yeah.
Like I see all the volunteers, I see all the authors, and Miss Carol and Mr. Candy, because he put out some candy for everybody and snacks. That's the main thing. So it's just the camaraderie that we have, and also I'm gonna miss the costumes and seeing getting pictures with everything and stuff like that. I miss everything.
There you go. That's a good blanket statement. Just everything. And Jennifer, what about you?
It's pretty much all of that. That I am one of those people who thrives in chaos. I like Kevin was talking about that energy. As soon as you walk in, you just feel it. It soaks into your body, and it fuels me for the whole weekend. So whether it's like Leah said, spending time with people that we see every year, and Anna said the same thing, people that you only get to see once a year, you look forward to those times. And that's kind of the more quiet time. But then I also will go down and hang out in the lobby at 2:00 in the morning and watch all of the insanity that is. There's so much that has become kind of this annual, almost a ritual that we all go through, that you literally cannot experience anywhere else. And having that time and having that energy and being surrounded by all of those people who some of them well and look forward to every year. Some of them you just pass in the hall and you're like, whoa, that was cool. All of that comes together, and that's not something you get anywhere else. So I'll miss the experience of all of it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna miss seeing the new uses of the old Marriott's carpet pattern. What are we gonna do with it this year? I'm gonna miss that.
Every year somebody comes up with some type of costume or something for that carpet pattern.
Yep.
I see going around even now. I mean, for the virtual version as well. So it's I don't think the cult of the carpet is going away anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I know I neglected to ask you, Kevin, what you were looking forward to most in our programming, but I already know what that is. Yes, Kevin is going to be moderating the Wynonna Earp fan panel, because who else would be better suited to doing that? So that's going to be fun. But thank you to all of our people who tuned in to see us. And if you're watching this later, we are sorry that we will not see you in person this year, but we're looking forward to bringing you the programming we do have, and that we hope you'll check out some of the exciting things going on around the con this year. It's certainly, you can tell that it was a bunch of creative people working on this stuff. So thanks very much, everybody. Give everybody a wave goodbye.
Bye.